unthinkable had happened. The winds of change had blown through the galaxy, totally ignoring physics in the vacuum of space. It was as if unseen hands had reached into the guts of every starfighter in every hangar and juggled around their internal organs. In a good way. Well, almost every starfighter.
Stock ship, report to the launch deck immediately. Stock ship, report to the launch deck immediately.
Stock ship, where have you been? The entire fleet has been upgraded, except for your ships. Do you care to explain yourself?
Stock ship knew he didn't need any of that malarkey. But maybe some of the other pilots would appreciate all those newfangled gizmos. What's old is new, and what's new is improved in GSF as of patch 5.5. Nearly all of the game's ships and components have seen significant alterations. Many weapons that were once considered unsuitable for competitive play are now powerful additions to the player's arsenal. Let's look at some of the most significant changes to the game. Rapid-fire lasers were previously only good for making a cool sound when you fire them. A thorough reworking of the weapon has made them more accurate, harder hitting, and most importantly, they now ignore damage reduction. That means they are now excellent for destroying turrets and for gunning down bombers that run charged plating. Combine them with the increased firing arc passive offensive crew skill for a massive area in which to land hits.
That's a hit.
In the past, proton torpedoes launched by non-Skywalkers rarely hit the mark. Their long lock-on time and slow travel speed made them easy to avoid. The patch drastically changed this. They are now much quicker to lock, and once in flight can only be avoided through the use of engine maneuvers. Their damage completely bypasses shields and damage reduction and goes straight to hull. And their punch is potent enough to one-shot any scout that isn't running reinforced armor.
Performance defies the odds.
Continuing along with the trend of things you should never choose suddenly becoming relevant, Hydra Spanner is good now. The much maligned crew skill repairs 308 hull damage over 6 seconds, and has had 20 seconds lopped off of its cooldown. This potent self-heal provides a meaningful boost to any ship's survivability. For the past 2 years, Distortion Field has trivialized missiles by offering a crucial second missile break beyond that supplied by engine maneuvers. Not anymore. Now, D-Field will only break a lock in progress, and has no effect on missiles in flight. It is advisable to use Distortion Field immediately upon hearing a lock tone. Use the few seconds you've bought yourself to plan a more permanent solution to your troubles. Previously, both EMP effects were at worst a minor nuisance outside of very narrow circumstances. Now, they can cause major problems.
Better myself.
EMP Field is a Swiss Army knife with many tools tucked into one button press. If you are facing off against a team with multiple bombers, consider running EMP Field. Upon activating, it destroys all enemy mines within its radius and temporarily deactivates both drones and turrets. This effect is not stopped by terrain, and will hit targets hiding behind rocks, on the opposite side of a satellite, or jammed into whatever nook is popular these days. Before the current patch, EMP Field suffered from a lengthy cooldown and did no damage to players. Now the cooldown is substantially reduced, and it does 100 damage direct to hull against every enemy within its radius. This damage completely ignores shields and damage reduction, and can instantly execute enemies who have only a sliver of health remaining. Additionally, any targets caught in the blast area will temporarily lose access to their ship's system ability, and one of either their engine maneuver or shield ability. EMP Field can also act as a full missile break, if that talent is chosen, and affects nearby allies as well. In addition to the break, ships so affected are immune to lock-on for 3 seconds. EMP Field was previously exclusive to the Type 1 Scout, but now is also available on the Type 3 Bomber.
We have satellite access.
If you've ever wanted to blast out an electric hairball, this is your missile. Post-patch, it now locks faster and does more damage. Like EMP Field, the missile disables enemy turrets and drones, destroys mines, and inflicts a variety of lockouts. It is an excellent secondary weapon choice on any ship that can field it, particularly against bombers. For all of you who appreciate taking your time and allowing a hull to properly brown and crisp before serving up a cooked goose, rejoice! Plasma Railgun's new buffs to accuracy, shield piercing, and overall damage make the slow burn a lethal tool for threat removal. It is best deployed against targets that don't field significant damage reduction. No shield has benefited from the recent changes more than Quick Charge. The new design only incurs a modest penalty to total shield pool instead of the giant hit from the previous version. Activating the shield initiates a period of greatly accelerated shield regeneration, during which shield pool size is increased 100%. When paired with Turbo Reactor and the Quick Recharge passive crew ability, it virtually eliminates the delay between taking damage and when your shields can begin to regenerate. On top of all that, it also offers a significant boost to engine power regeneration. Quick Charge Shield is still a risky choice on scouts, but the much larger shield capacity of strike fighters lets them use this revamped component to great effect. The Strike Fighter is arguably the most iconic Star Wars ship class. For years, veterans have advised new pilots to avoid flying strikes because they were all among the weakest ships in GSF's hangar. This unfortunate reality has been completely reversed, and all 3 Strike Fighter variants are now strong, versatile ships that will serve any player well. Patch 5.5 introduced massive upgrades to the basic Strike Fighter frame, making them faster, tougher, and more capable of filling a variety of roles. Combined with vastly improved missiles and torpedoes, these changes have turned the much-maligned class into a powerhouse. Of particular note is the new Efficient Targeting magazine, which decreases lock-on time by 10%. This choice is only available to the Type 1 Strike Fighter, Type 2 Strike Fighter, and the Type 3 Bomber. It combines particularly well with Proton torpedoes, whose lock-on time is further reduced and threat levels substantially increased.
Think I see body parts.
These are far from the only changes to GSF in patch 5.5. Study the patch notes for a more detailed rundown, and start experimenting with new builds. The Admiral had one more meeting.
Lieutenant Interdiction Drive.
Reporting in present, sir.
Our budget ran out before we could upgrade your ship. Expect nothing new.
Ah, jeez, Admiral.
Why are you even using that thing?
Ah, jeez.
Now get out.